everyone, it's Sara from the Super Sisters, and today we're going to go through a yoga routine for all levels, but really focusing on the beginner level. I know sometimes it can be really intimidating going into a class and a teacher is just going through the flow so quickly that you don't even know what they're talking about. So today's focus is to give you a fundamental basis of a lot of the common yoga poses that you're going to see that then you can start to build and progress as you continue on your yoga journey. So let's go ahead and get started and just go through a few of the basic poses. Coming up to standing, a lot of the time you'll be at the top of your mat for this one, Tadasana. So your feet are going to be together. I have really weird feet, so for you, you might be able to get your heels and your big toes to touch. For me, that's challenging. So you want to try to spread your toes apart, spread all the bones in your feet, and see if you can get your big toes to touch. From there, working up the leg, you want to contract your quadriceps, but notice here that you're not letting your butt stick out. You don't have this low back arch. So the point is quads engage, but tuck the pelvis. Engage the core, belly button to the spine. Standing up nice and tall, shoulders roll back and down. Hands can be fanning out in front, really squeezing your shoulder blades together, and bring your chin back. So all this is going on at the same time. Toes are spread out, quadriceps are lifting up, tuck the tailbone in, belly button in, core is engaged, shoulders back and down, and this right here is how you're supposed to stand. It's challenging, right? So just practicing that chin towards the neck a little bit. A lot of the time people stick their heads out like this. I'm guilty of it myself because we're always like this on the phone or the computer. So just practicing this. That's Tadasana. That's when we come to the top of our mat when we're doing sun salutations, which we'll go through next. So a basic sun salutation, Surya Namaskar, is inhaling your arms up from Tadasana, palms touch, looking up towards your fingertips, and then you're going to exhale, swan dive all the way forward. Might not be as flexible as me, and that's okay. Maybe seeing if you can get your fingertips to touch. If you need to slightly bend the knees here, that's okay too. If you can, try to keep the legs straight. This is your forward fold position. From there, you're going to inhale, lift halfway. And now, again, I'm pretty flexible. So if you can't lift halfway with a flat back like this, maybe you're up on the quads, maybe you're using your shins here. Just making sure wherever you are, you're not rounding forward. And for some of you, that might be challenging, but just do your best and forget the rest. So, nice flat back here. Then you're going to exhale, forward fold again. Good. Planting your hands on your mat, and we're going to step back to plank. From there, this is our next pose. So I'm going to break this one down just a little bit here. So plank pose is a huge pose for strength, for stability, for building up core engagement, and will help you in every other yoga pose. Great pose to build strength. A lot of people do it wrong. I see it all the time on the internet especially. So in your plank, you want your shoulders stacked right over the wrists. Fingers are spread wide, like as wide as you can. Lift your hands up and try to go like this. That's how your hands should be on the ground. A lot of the time, as we age, we don't do this a lot, so our fingers slowly start to just not move as much. We want to prevent that. So spread your fingers as wide as you can. Placing them on your mat, again, right underneath the shoulders. From there, tucking the toes. And we want to be high on the toes. So we don't want to be back here. We want to open up the toes at the same time. So you're stacking the heel right over your toes. From there, notice here, I'm not sinking into the shoulders. I'm pressing the ground away, building that scapular strength. Core is engaged, belly button to the spine. Even my legs are strong here. I'm already starting to shake. If you're really engaging in this pose, it's really challenging. From there, you're going to lower down, knees, chin and chest. And now this one is, people think is weird. The first time I did it, I was like, what are we doing? I don't get it. It's called Ashtanga Namaskar. And this is actually a great pose for beginners to work on if they know they can't do Chaturanga because they don't have the strength. This is what I recommend everyone to start with. And I've even had people in my classes who can't even do this version. So if this is challenging, skip it for now. I'll give you another option that you can do. So from your plank, again, say we're in plank, lowering the knees down, and then you're gonna hug your elbows into your sides. So I'm even gonna turn this way so you can really see what's going on here. This is something people do wrong a lot. So I want you to wrap your triceps towards one another, elbow, the crease of the elbow, the front of the elbow, whatever you call this part of your arm, is pointing in front of you. Again, fingers still spread wide, and you're going to slowly lower down, but hugging your triceps into your sides, okay? What a lot of people do here is let the elbows flare out. This is way harder, you guys. If you use bracing your arms against your sides, it's way easier, and you can lower slow and controlled, which is the point. Same time, back to the side here, you're doing that, you're still engaging your core. So you're not just letting the butt really stick out and going like this and flopping down to the ground. You're still, core is in, belly button to the spine, slowly starting to come down to the floor. Good, keep the core engaged. Good, that's knees, chin, and chest. And then from there, you would lay flat on your belly, hands are by your side, right about at the breast level, and then you're going to slowly come up, maybe starting to look up. So that's the basic first part of a sun salutation for beginners. And anytime you are in my class, whether it's online or in person, we are always going to do sun salutations, warming up the same way, even doing knees, chin, and chest. I don't ever recommend doing Chaturanga all the time. A lot of people injure their shoulders over time, and knees, chin, and chest is the perfect way to warm up. You don't always need to do all the push-ups. So to break down the cobra pose just a little bit more here. So again, we've come from our plank, lowering down knees, chin and chest, hug the elbows, engage the core. Inhale through cobra, untuck the toes. Legs are nice and strong here. Glutes are engaged. Feet are pressing down into the ground. And you're trying to pull your chest forward through your arms. And maybe you're down here. That's okay. Good. Then from there, press back, down dog. Good job. So in downward facing dog, feet are about hip width apart. Hands are spread nice and wide, just like we talked about in plank. Lifting the kneecaps up, which engages the quadricep, the front of your thigh right here, which also helps you to open up the back of the legs. Good. Another thing here I want you to see from a different angle is my arm. So same thing, hands spread really wide, but you get the external rotation in the shoulders, helps to open up the shoulders and relieve any, a lot of time people get pinching sensations. A lot of that is from just being tight, but a lot of it too is just bad form in a down dog. So for down dog, a lot of people do it like this and they push the whole ground away. This is really uncomfortable, but if you instead focus on wrapping the triceps down to the ground, there's a big difference. See that? This versus this. This gets your hips up higher, but it's not good for your shoulders. So again, one more time, just seeing that instead of being here, you want to be here, okay? And really trying to wrap those shoulders down. Okay, from there, that's pretty much it. That's almost a full sun salutation. So from your down dog, once we stay there for a few breaths, you're gonna bend your knees, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Again, we're here. Maybe your hands are on the shins, maybe on the thighs, wherever you need to be. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, reverse swan dive, sweeping your arms all the way up and around. Palms touch, head back. Exhale, hands into heart. Tadasana, we're back there. So again, toes are spread out wide, kneecaps are lifting, quads are engaged, tailbones descending down towards the ground, shoulder blades are back in together, but your hands are into your heart. Okay, hopefully that basic yoga sequence helps you understand what we do when we're going through Surya Namaskar A, which are sun salutations, what I just broke down for you. Once you start working into Surya Namaskar B, one of the main differences is we come into a chair pose. So it's coming from Tadasana. You sit your hips back, inhale the arms up, Again, here, notice that I'm not letting my butt just booty pop out back behind me. Tuck the pelvis in, engage the core, relax the shoulders. Go ahead, from there you would fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, then a chaturanga. So, for a chaturanga, got crazy hair today. For a chaturanga, very important, I'm gonna break this one down too. A lot of people do it wrong, just like with knees, chin, and chest. So, chaturanga, from your plank, you're actually gonna shift just slightly forward. From there, starting to bend the elbows, but again, keeping the arms bracing the sides, then you come through. Notice there, I didn't pass the 90 degrees. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, well, a lot of people do this. Let me show you the difference. Right? I mean, I was guilty of it too. A lot of people, just for the sake of doing a chaturanga, though they're doing it wrong, will do it because they think it looks cool. It doesn't look cool when your shoulders are injured and you don't feel very good. So, really important here to not do this. Don't dip the chest first, butt up in the air, and then come through, which I see all the time. Instead, you're going to shift forward, slowly lowering, keeping the core engaged. Notice my butt's not sticking out. I'm tucking it in, and then come through. All right, so that's all I've got for you today. I just wanted to go through this sequence because I know a lot of you have asked and wanted to provide the correct form and basic fundamentals that you can work off of to keep going in your yoga practice. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.